With Albertosaurus being Dondi's favorite dinosaur, you might assume that we would know plenty about Albertosaurus and how it would play in the Isle, but for some reason, we don't. They have given us a surprisingly little amount of information with the amount of Albertosaurus content they have shown us, and the little information we have is from the concept art where it's just a bad parent. And we've gotten little to no information on how it will work within the Isle mechanically. This gives me plenty of room to theorize about how Albertosaurus will play and function in the Isle's ecosystem, and I believe Albertosaurus has the potential to become one of the most unique and fun playables in the entire game. But before this video starts, it's my goal to reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so please consider subscribing as the support means the world to me. But now let's get into how Albertosaurus will become the ultimate endurance hunter. Albertosaurus being one of the largest mid-tier predators, it will be a powerhouse of an animal, being able to overpower a good portion of the roster, mainly hunting prey larger than Kentrosaurus and smaller than Stegosaurus. This gives it a large amount of variety for the type of prey it can hunt, with the majority of these prey items having the ability to outspeed Albertosaurus in a straight sprint. But Albertosaurus should have an advantage in a long pursuit, having some of the most stamina out of the entire roster, being able to run down its prey with ease if executed successfully. And another mechanic that could support this endurance hunter playstyle is a fracture attack, where it's able to grab onto prey and weaken a certain part of the body. A prime example of this is if an Albertosaurus grabs onto a Tenontosaurus's tail and crushes it, the attacks coming from said tail should do less damage than before it was grabbed. The cooldown for this crush attack should be extremely long, lasting multiple minutes to prevent it from being spammed. The larger the creature, the less effective this crush attack should become. With the largest creature it will be able to affect being the Stegosaurus, and with creatures smaller than Megalania, the crush attack will provide a body fracture. Ultimately, the crush attack would support the endurance playstyle, as it will rely on long pursuits and crippling its prey gradually over time, and these two mechanics would differentiate Albertosaurus from its main competitor, Allosaurus, as it would hopefully allow them to hunt different prey from each other, as the grapple attack on Allosaurus should help it fight prey larger than itself, and the endurance playstyle on Albertosaurus should help it combat creatures in its own weight class. Albertosaurus should also be a relatively solitary animal, being able to only form groups of 2 at most. And with this low group limit, Albertosaurus should also be one of the worst parents in the Isle, as this is the only piece of information we can gather from the concept art. I personally believe Albertosaurus should raise its offspring similar to Deinosuchus, where the chicks have to feed and potentially fend for themselves. The parents should not have much of an incentive to stick around their children for very long, and should force them out much earlier than the majority of the roster. With the bad parenting and endurance hunting, Albertosaurus will ultimately become one of the most unique creatures on the entire Isle roster. But before I end the video, I have one final idea that's more fun and probably won't work logistically, and that's making Albertosaurus a brood parasite for Tyrannosaurus Rex, which ultimately ties back to it being a bad parent, as it wouldn't even raise its own children. If a female Albertosaurus with eggs notices an unattended Tyrannosaur nest, it should have the ability to quickly lay its eggs in the nest and run away, leaving the owners of the nest oblivious to what happened. And once the eggs hatch, the baby Albertosaurus should be almost identical to the Tyrannosaurus chicks, even having the ability to group and communicate with them for a short period of time. And with the baby Albertosaurus hiding among the Tyrannosaur chicks, it should be able to feed and grow without raising any suspicion, eventually running away when it reaches a certain point in its growth. Albertosaurus being a brood parasite is one of the most wacky concepts I've ever thought of and probably won't work as intended, but it's a fun hypothetical. But what do y'all think about my ideas for Albertosaurus? Do you love them so much you want to give me $200, or hate them so much that you want to go to your nearest Buc-ee's and burn it to the ground? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, and please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, as the support means the world to me. Thank you to Warden and The Cerato for helping me out with creating the concepts in this video. If you would like to, you can check out Cerato's YouTube channel in the description down below. And the description also has my community Discord server and Isle Nature documentary Discord server, which all of y'all are free to join. Well, I have to go now, so bye-bye y'all. Have a nice day.